Good morning. So it's Friday, July 7th, 10:30 in the morning. Shaping up to be a beauty day after some thunderstorms last night about 12:30 or so. Got my good friend Lucas here with me, joining me on this one. Got the quad, and we're at an oil lease just above the Muskeg River here. So today we have planned to quad into Allapesh, see how the river crossing is on the Muskeg there. Depending on the water, which we'll judge when we get in there, we'll either quad across into the park boundary, or we'll park the quad there and we'll ford the river on foot and hike in. And our goal this weekend is G6. So the plan is to hike into the eastern edge of the ridge for G6 and camp along the Muskeg River tonight, and tomorrow we will summit the ridge and then ridge walk to the summit of G6, and then back to camp again Saturday, and then back out on Sunday. So as it is with most of these hikes, sometimes your plans get fudged, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully everything works out. Okay, we are at the Muskeg River crossing, and we typically come down on this sandbar a bit and then angle across towards that sandbar and go up that trail there, but right there it's about 3 feet deep, so that's not going to be possible on the quad. Okay, so we got the quad stashed in the willows over there. Hopefully nobody finds it until we find it when we come back. And right now we're going to try to get on down in here, follow this up. I can probably see that better than the camera, or maybe even you. I got on my Polaroid glasses, so
just up along the bank and then up.
Yeah, and then up to the other sandbar up there. I'm thinking might be the best route. A little bit fast there, but not too bad. It's going to be wet. We're going to get wet anyway. We got 4 or 5 crossings before our day is done, so might as well just jump in the creek, get after it. And yes, it's cold. Actually, it's not too bad. This is only right here is not bad. It's like knee high about. Yeah, just trudging along. The worst of this will be here along this shallows here, where the water is moving a bit faster. Say about knee high. It's not bad at all. We probably could have crossed here on the quad. Too late now, he said. We're already wet. And actually the worst part of that creek crossing is going to be a bushwhack back that way about 200 yards to get back to the proper trail. Oh, and watch out for that sand. It's pretty muddy. You want to get that crap down your boots. Here we are, crossing number 2. A little bit more water than normal. Cold as usual. I was going to go just straight across here, but it's actually 5 deep as you go, so I might just go down to this ripple here a little bit, make it easier. I gotta say, the worst part of that is the cold. Yay! Hey, this one's gonna be interesting. You sure you don't need a stick or something there, brother? I think I'll be alright. Not 100% sure. It might even be better just to walk across this thing. Sketchy, that's the sketchy part from there up. I don't know if my balance is that good. Huh, you make it look so easy. Just for those wondering, because I had someone ask me about it earlier, back there is the trail where we stopped, probably 200 meters, where we stopped on the cut line coming in. And I said the boundary is just across here, but it's actually a couple of 100 meters in over a lot of swampy, marshy stuff. And it's clearly visible. Wilmore Wilderness Park boundary, no motorized vehicle. And there's an old moose antler here which is partially eaten out. That was at one time etched with it, but you can see part of it, but it's pretty rough. Lucas, he's not usually here, but if you do come in, you know, he might be able to give you directions if he's hanging out. Other than that, you're on your own. But this is the park boundary, and this cut line goes on in through here for 3.5 to 4 kilometers, if memory serves right. Okay, creek crossing number 4. This is the Muskeg. Follow this little trail down, not a bad little trail. We actually made a little bit better time in the open woods to the side of the trail, because the trail got a lot of small young trees on it, and they were all knocked over with the snow that we had a couple weeks back. So we made pretty good time down here. First kilometer or so, kilometer and a half. Across this creek now and try to find the trail on the other side here. Big open clearing there.
Stunning.
Very cool. So heading back in the bush here now. A little bit of a loop-de-loop there once we got on the other side of the river, to figure out exactly, because there's a lot of trails, game trails and stuff everywhere, but we're according to the GPS en route, kind of see like a faint image of a cut line ahead of us, which you can kind of pick that up on Google Maps when you're looking, and our Google Earth, sorry, and that should take us to where we need to be. Some thunder off in the distance, no rain. Hopefully it stays that way, off in the distance. So. All right, a bit of bushwhacking. It's been, since the thunder last time, it's been a little rainy, nothing major. It's mostly just kind of pecking, a little bit better than that, but all the willows are wet. But just look at this view coming up here, this valley. This is where we got to go in here. The only thing I don't like the look of in there is lots of willows. Oh man. Beauty. And this is why we trekked 15 kilometers off the beaten trail after a 8-kilometer quad ride off the beaten trail, after a 16-kilometer truck ride off the beaten trail, after a 140-kilometer drive from the nearest so-called town to get to Grande Cache off the beaten trail. And the thunder rolled, boom, boom, boom. The thunder rolled, and the lightning strike. Anyway, here we sit, held up by the, well, it's rain, maybe a little bit of hail in there. Hiding out under a big old spruce tree. Just threw on our jackets. That big cloudy mist that we saw off in the distance in the valley there, we just got down in the valley, and here we are into a good downpour. So Figure we only got 1.5 kilometers or 2 kilometers to hike, looking at the map there, and it was 6:15 when we ducked in here, so if we give this a half an hour or so to pass by, we still got lots of time to get in there, set up camp, hopefully with dry tents, find some wood, get a fire going, dry ourselves out, have something warm to eat. Hopefully the rain buggers off and we can have a good night's sleep. And the thunder too, because that's no good, man. You can't sleep. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, so we found a horse camp. All right. On nice high ground. No wet spots. There's a little creek there behind to get some water out of. That's good because the river is running brown down there now with all the runoff from the rain. Okay. Yeah! This is good. We're happy. We just need to find a spot to set up camp here now. And, well, I mean, we're going to set up camp here, but get down to the nitty gritty of it. Where to put the tents and yada yada. Very cool. Heidi ho! So it's 10:37 right now. We got here, we got our tents set up. Myself there, Lucas there. Got some stuff drying out there by the fire. Some socks, shoes. Just having a bite to eat there. Got some Idahoan 4-cheese potatoes there and some smokies, which is like real food for the first night. Some socks drying. So yeah, it was pretty good. We had a little struggle to get the fire going because everything was really damp, but we didn't give up. We persevered and we got this died down quite a bit there now. We had a good roaring fire going there, but since we started eating we've been neglecting it. But we got the damp wood piled up around the fire there and some more over there. Glad we brought the little hatchet. Came in, it was a lifesaver for making some dry wood shavings to get the fire going. A little bit extra weight, but hey, it worked out in the end. And I got the Jim Beard special, I call it, the Agua Boreal 21 folding saw. Classic. Good morning. Day 2. So it didn't rain during the night. So far it's been okay. We got in bed. I just came out of my tent here. Lucas is still in. We didn't get our shoes fully dry, but so be it. Looks like it's shaping up to be a beauty day. The sun is coming up. It should dry everything out for us. Yeah. So we're on the top of this ridge that we came out on 5 minutes after last time we checked in. There's like, we're camped down here right between this small hill and this ridge that we're on. So although yesterday was a brutal day, of course the rain and hail didn't help, and the thunder and lightning, but the extra 6K because we couldn't cross the creeks on the quad added to our day. Plus everything is just soaking wet there coming up through those valleys. It was a brutal day, but that campsite there sets you up nicely for this well, it was supposed to be a ridge walk. It will be when we get over there. So our plan now is to go down on this little hummock down here, across to the next one, up on that ridge. Then there's a little bit of a dip to get on the far ridge over there. Well, 9 minutes to climb this. It's not bad. I'm surprised. It looked a lot worse than that. One grassy hump, two grassy humps, three grassy humps is where we came out of the woods from our 1.5 km bushwhack from camp. This is the top of this little meadow we pointed out. Looks like we could follow the alpine right over there. I don't know what that's going to be like to climb up though. And we have snow here. A little patch over here, a couple of patches. There's a little pond down there. A tarn. Looks like the smoky smog is moving in a little bit here this morning. We're getting a slight breeze coming this way, so it looks like the smoke is blowing in. Anyway, ascending this ridge, we got two options. Right up here in this grassy area, a little small bit of cliff face there to get on, but we'll be on the ridge at that point. The other option is follow the grass up towards that patch of snow that's on that side. But then we got a long, steady climb all the way up. We're figuring we'll bite the bullet, climb up. Then we're on the ridge and we can kind of pick and choose our path from there around the snow and whatnot. Okay, we, as you can see, are up. Came from way back there. A bit of a climb ahead of us, but this is the scramble here. It's only a couple of 100 meters and we'll be at the top. I wanted to take a little video here before I actually put you away to show you where we're at. It's steep here, but manageable. We choose the grassy route because the rocks are more stable. Over here is a lot of loose shale and bigger cliff face. We can just scoot around this cliff face here behind these little trees. I'm basically up on the ridge at that point. Yeah! This is G6 Ridge proper. Look back that way. I have no idea what those mountains are, other than beautiful. Awesome, man. Frickin' awesome. So now, nothing left to do other than follow this ridge, and I don't even know which one is the summit, but you know what? Right now it doesn't matter. We're on the top. We're just ridge walking, a little bit of up, a little bit of down, whatever. 2, 3 false summits, whatever it takes. So we're at the top of the first peak, as you can see where we came from. Back down there, down by that little pond out. Still amazing views. Stuff coming into view all the time as we get higher, of course. just crested this ridge back right here, which is the final push to the summit. Go back across here up on that one and back down. You can't see where we got to go. Down to the end of that peak there, I believe. But beautiful valley in here. But I just spotted the mailbox, and you probably won't see it on here, but right at the very end of this ridge, so we just got a little whoopsie doodle there at the end, and that's our cairn box. Just to the left of that patch of snow there. Anyway, you probably won't see it on the video, but we can see it with the naked eye. So, what you figure, Lucas, would just make a push for it?
Yeah, I mean, well.
Go for it. Grab a stamp, a bite to eat. It's like 2 o'clock now, so it's 5 hours. What are we, about 10k?
Yeah, just under.
Just under 10k. We figured it was about 10k to the cairn box, which was, but we weren't really looking at stuff earlier. This is why we were hoping it was closer, but then in reality check is like, oh yeah, well we know we're going about 10 or 11k, so of course it's not here. Just a lot of elevation gain and loss. There it is. We're just following this ancient road here from back when the Romans were here. I don't know if you all heard about that or not, but yeah, that's when they built these roads through the mountains here. Yeah, trying to find the oil in Alberta. Anyway, this was yeah, here for centuries. There's the cairn box. There's me in the cairn box. Here comes Lucas just behind me. We're going to call this one Done and Done. Get up here and take a good panoramic shot as per most of my videos. There's Grande Cache way in the valley in there. G6. Let's get a panoramic while Lucas catches up here. Mount Russell across, no, Mount Russell back there, I do believe. Yeah, no, Maudsley and Russell. Yeah, this is the western end of G6 Ridge. This is the typical way people come up this creek here, as per the passport program. Cross through all that woods and bog and muskeg back out to the Muskeg River. Beauty, man. Give us a thumbs up, buddy.
Yeah.
Second gold.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Awesome.
It's beautiful up here.
Beautiful ridge walk. Like I say, look at the, I don't know if you can see the tracks here. We've been following these along different ways. Goats and sheep and stuff. They make these trails as they trade back and forth across the just fold my stick a little bit here so I can get a better shot. G6. Get in there, bud. We'll get it all on video here.
Oh yeah.
G6. All in a day's work. Well, it'll be 3 days work by the time we're done, but
Today was a long day.
it was a long day. It's only halfway done. Okay, time to chow down, get a stamp. We'll check back with you on the return. But it looks like it's clearing up more, maybe. I don't know, man. I'm just in awe of. Just listen. You hear that? Exactly. You don't hear that. That's what's awesome about this. You can hear mosquitoes flying 300 meters away. It's wicked. Okay, we're heading back down here, over there, out to the next one, out to the little hump in the bottom foreground of that big mountain over there, if that makes sense to you. If you don't understand what that is, just stay tuned and you'll see. Here we are at this little spring that comes right out the side of the mountain here. We're going to top up our water. We topped up on the way going through too. But the funny thing is, it's like we're only about 50 minutes, 55, not even 55 minutes from the summit back to here. When we were on our way up there, from here to the summit, it took us almost 2 hours. We just did it in under an hour. And it's the same terrain, but you're going different direction. Like I said, on the way up, the steep parts are now the down parts. The up is not as steep and stuff on the other side. Just can't help to keep taking videos because the view is just mind-blowing. Now the sun is on the other side of these mountains. Head back down to where we came from. Out on this ridge and down on the lower ridge. Howdy ho! So we're all the way back out here again. Little grassy, 2, 3 little grassy spots. That's the ridge where we got to drop down to camp. We're probably less than 3 kilometers from camp.
Yeah, should be like 2.
2? Yeah. So we're making pretty good time. It's not quite another 15 minutes. It'll be 3 hours from the summit. Been a crazy day, man. A lot of miles, a lot of beautiful views. And again, the sun on them differently, hey? Just awesome. A few mosquitoes out now. A little bit of cloud cover, it's making it a little cooler. It's not, still not cold by no means, but at least we're not in the direct sun here. Howdy ho, folks. So here we are, 7:15. That's just over 10 hours. 10 hours and 15 minutes. Distance?
Yes. We are at 20.71.
20.71 kilometers. We traveled today. A couple of long days. We got another 19 and a half, almost 20 kilometer trek tomorrow to get back to the quad. So here we are back at the tents. Held up in the tent. We got back to camp without any issues. Got the boots off, put on some sandals, relaxed a little bit. Got the fire going, cooked some supper. Just started eating supper, and then a couple of cracks of thunder and the rain started. It looked like it might pass us by because it was still blue sky close to us, but it's been just over 20 minutes now, so I just got changed and pulled on some dry, clean sleeping clothes. I guess I'll just hunker down here for now. Lucas is over in his tent, and we'll see what happens. We had a nice fire going. We kind of stoked her up before we went in. Maybe it will keep burning. It sounds heavier than it is. If it stops, we might get back out. It's 9:15 now, so we'll see. If not, I guess we'll just have a good night's sleep. But this will leave us with wet willows and wet trails tomorrow to get out of here, which it was wet on the way in, so it is what it is. Good morning. Day 3. It's 20 after 7. Been up now about 10 minutes, just laying a couple of things out to dry. In a minute or two now, you can see the tent is still fairly wet. The sun is just over the ridge here. So hopefully this dries up a bit while we're getting some breakfast and getting our gear packed up. Lucas is awake there, he's just getting situated. Should be out in a minute. So yeah. The rain lasted about an hour last night, but at that point it was pretty much 10, a little after 10 or so by the time it let up and stopped. So we were pretty tired after a couple of long days, so we just decided to stay in the tents and sleep it off. Okay, we're just putting the final preps on our packing up our gear. I just put the bag on here, let the weight settle in. Not too bad, a little bit lighter going out. We're a little bit later taking off than we anticipated, probably by about 45 minutes or so, but we just had more of a relaxing breakfast and some conversation while we were letting the sun work its magic and dry out our tents and flies and stuff. So yeah, now we're all packed up, and we left a few chunks of wood there and stacked up what was there a little neater and covered it a bit to keep it hopefully drier for the next people than it was when we found it. But I mean, that's what you get when you run into thunder and lightning with heavy rain and hail. But we persevered.
We did.
And now we're gonna head out this 19.5 kilometer trail, which I'm sure is going to be wet. Now that we are on the horse trail here, and we did get it for the last half a kilometer on the way in. I'm not sure if I got any video of that, but we're going to try to follow it out a bit more exact if we can find it. 10 minutes later again, you can't get much closer to the river than this. This is the trail we're following. Yeah, not much of a trail. Waist high willows. But there is a trail down there. Easy for the horses. Not so easy when it's wet and you're hiking. But so be it. Look at this thing. I don't know, I gotta back up so you can see the whole thing here. In the middle of this, like how tall is that? That gotta be 80 feet, 60, 80 feet high. But just look, man, like how old is this thing? This is amazing. Look at the size of the trunk on that. Like, it is huge. It's like 4 trees in one almost. It's unbelievable. A huge, big Alberta spruce. That thing is 3 feet across on the bottom easily. Maybe more. Wicked. You're seeing it. Sun showers from the thunder storms up ahead of us there. But it's kind of refreshing because it's so warm. Well, we made it to the park boundary, as you can see. Moose antler over here.
And I'm still here.
And Lucas is still here, yeah. We got about 5.5 kilometers back to the quad. It found us. It kind of circled all the way around us. We got a little bit of rain, which was keeping us kind of cool because the sun was still on us. Now it's after catching up to us there, just as we crossed the river back there. Yeah, it started to rain down on us a little bit. Not raining too heavy. Thunder's right above us. We're in the head-high willows in the wet rain, just a couple hundred feet from where we got to cross the river. Yeah, people think we're crazy. We are. Good thing is it's wet, but it's warm. On this corner here is where we crossed over. It's just too deep. The banks are undercut everywhere else. Anywho, just wanted to show you the fun stuff we're doing. Lucas back there, and the rain is coming heavier now. At this point it really doesn't matter because we're wet to the elbow or to the shoulders anyway. And the rain just let up a little bit. Look, this is from going through the willows. A little bit of water in the river is nothing. A little bit of water up to the knees is only a joke, man. We're pretty much wet, like I say, from the shoulders down now, coming through those willows here. Well, the quad is parked just up right there, so I guess it's a good time for Lucas and me, Rickintherockies, out.